Hello, all you YouTubers and fellow wrestling fans. I am Eddie Burton.
I'm Alvin Collins.
Jajuan Townsend.
And we are Talk Real Wrestling. Now, this is a show that we're just starting out where us as wrestling fans, we mainly come out here and give you all the latest rumors, news, and headlines and just talk about it, give our insight, give our opinion. Us being knowledgeable wrestling fans, we all know you're going to want to hear our opinions. So, on this show, we have several categories. We have the Rumor Mill, where we mainly talk about rumors, unconfirmed news, speculated news, not 100% true, but what's going around in the wrestling world. Then we have confirmed news that is 100% true, is going to happen, no doubt about it. And then following that, we're going to give our thoughts currently on the WrestleMania card. Seeing as how it is WrestleMania season, every wrestling show has to talk about WrestleMania. It's just natural. So we're just going to give our insight, our view, our opinion on what's going on for WrestleMania. And then we'll close off with a Raw review. Now, I understand that tomorrow's Raw, and we're a little late. But this is mainly a prototype show, what works, what doesn't, and we need your guys' feedback, your guys' opinions. That way we know what works, what doesn't, what to fix, what not to fix. So make sure to comment below and let us know what you think of the first show. But I guess let's start with the first rumor. Alvin, what do we got?
Thanks, Eddie. While CM Punk was never scripted into last Monday's Raw from Chicago, before the confirmation came down that he would not be appearing, there was some chatter, or at least hope, within WWE that maybe he would come out and do some kind of retirement speech or farewell. There was also some talk of doing a four-way at WrestleMania 30 with Punk, Daniel Bryan, Batista, and Randy Orton, but that just was not the situation due to Punk's decision to stay away from the company. What do you think about this, Eddie?
I give it a thumbs down. I don't believe this rumor at all. I believe everyone backstage knew exactly CM Punk's position going into last week's Raw. I think they knew Punk wasn't going to show up. I think they knew Punk had no intention on showing up in Chicago for his hometown fans. I think it's really immature of Punk to just up and leave. You guys know how I feel about it, but I don't know. I think CM Punk eventually will be back. I think it's only a matter of when. I still think it's building up to WrestleMania. I still think something big is going to happen at WrestleMania 30 with CM Punk closing out the show somehow. Maybe costing Bryan the title and joining the Authority. I don't know. Pure speculation. But, yeah, I give this rumor a thumbs down. It just doesn't sound believable. And the fact a fatal four-way match would happen doesn't seem like a really good main event. Then again, Batista versus Randy Orton doesn't sound very good either. But, yeah, that's my whole 2 cents on it. Jajuan, what do you think?
Thank you so much, Edward Burton.
You're very welcome.
You guys know I'm going to give this whole rumor 2 thumbs down, okay? Because first of all, the fact that even CM Punk even leaves for obvious reasons, I'm going to tell you the real reasons why he left. He left because Batista came back. Yeah, Batista. Even though Batista is a big superstar and everything and all that, all of the above, I don't see why there's a reason why CM Punk needs to leave. I mean, come on now. He is the longest reigning WWE champion in the modern era, 434 days, and he has no right to be complaining. I think it's really, like Edward Burton said, really immature of him to leave.
Right.
I don't understand why he left. But the fact that last Monday night on Raw that they just played his music in his hometown, I think everybody knew that somebody else was going to come out. Yeah. I mean, as soon as Paul Heyman come out, I was like, oh my God, that was totally
good. That was
terrible.
That was good.
But the way I see it is, CM Punk, I don't understand what the fact that you're doing. I don't understand if you're going through some type of crisis or something like that.
Yeah.
But in this fatal four-way match,
yeah,
I
know, it doesn't sound really good. Right. Right.
Does it look exciting? I don't think it looks exciting. Okay, but the matter of fact is, Batista and Randy Orton, yeah, we seen that match many a times. Boring.
Right.
Boring. Okay.
Absolutely.
Boring. Am I right?
Yeah.
I think I'm right. Thank you. Anyway, but the fact that CM Punk, if he does come back, a fatal four-way, that does sound like a good main event. Trust me. That does sound like a good main event. Over Batista and Randy Orton, of course. But CM Punk, I think that this will be a great opportunity for you to just come back because you see how the fans are treating Batista.
Right.
So,
Batista.
CM Punk, I respect you for all that you've done, but stop being a baby and come back.
All right, Alvin.
I'm going to have to agree with both of you gentlemen. I'm giving this a thumbs down. The fact that Jajuan is probably right. He probably is going through the crisis. But what I think is, I think he's kind of jealous that he's not at the top right now because everybody wants to talk about Daniel Bryan not winning the Royal Rumble and Batista's comeback on making him winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Now, Punk, honestly, if you have a problem with it, then just talk to the company. But you leaving is probably the dumbest decision you can make.
Yeah.
But honestly, if they do make this Fatal 4-Way happen, its course is going to get a lot of reviews and stuff, and everybody wants to see. Better yet, everybody wants to have an enthusiastic night. That's the only reason people want to come to wrestling. They want to see the entertainment. They want to see what's going on, the kayfabe, everything else that goes down.
Look, the way it's pure and simple as this: if you sign a contract, you honor it. His contract was till June. You stay till June.
And it's not June.
Yeah, it's March. You stay till June. If you want to leave, then feel free. But it was very unprofessional. But I digress. Everyone good with that?
I'm fine.
All right, Alvin, what's next?
Okay, next on the rumor mill. It's said that WWE's current plans have John Cena and Daniel Bryan being pushed as the number 1 and number 2 guys in the company after WrestleMania 30, now that CM Punk is gone. That, however, doesn't confirm whether or not Bryan will walk out of WrestleMania 30 with the belt around his waist. Jajuan, what do you think of this?
Thank you, Edward Burton. Thank you, Alvin Collins.
Nice.
Sorry, my phone just rang. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now, on this little rumor about making Daniel Bryan and John Cena the number 1 and number 2 guy in the business, somehow I would give that a thumbs up, but I'm just going to switch that around a little bit. Because the way I see it, Daniel Bryan is going to be the number 1 guy, and John Cena is going to be the number 2 guy. Because after all that's happened with Daniel Bryan and the Authority, the so-called Authority, at SummerSlam, as you know, Daniel Bryan was screwed out of the WWE Championship. And then, again, at Night of Champions, Daniel Bryan was screwed. Then at Hell in a Cell, Daniel Bryan was screwed by Shawn Michaels. He has been screwed time and time again. And he's just getting a little sick of it, and the fans are getting a little sick of it. So I don't understand. The audience doesn't understand why they just don't give him the belt already. But I agree that they should just give him the belt. And the thing going on with John Cena, why they're making him the number 2 guy?
Right.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Bray Wyatt?
We'll get into that at the WrestleMania 30 talk. Yeah. But I got to give this a thumbs up. No real surprise here. John Cena and CM Punk, Daniel Bryan are two of the 2 most popular superstars. Here's the thing about this though: the way they booked Bryan has almost killed his momentum. But because the fans want him to be the top guy so bad, they don't care. Again, like you alluded to, he's been screwed numerous times. That's the way they set it up. But the fans are starting to really get tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over again.
Exactly what I'm saying.
So that's why I'm surprised people aren't as enthusiastic about Triple H versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. It's the best revenge he can get, storyline wise. So I'm looking forward to that match. But a lot of people want to see him walk out with the title. Now, what I think they should do is have Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, and if Daniel Bryan wins, he gets placed into the WWE Championship match. Daniel Bryan versus Batista versus Orton. Now, I don't know what they're doing with Batista as a heel. You know, like Batista versus Randy Orton, 2 heels. They were already going to crap on the match with Batista as a face. Imagine what they're going to do now that they're both heels. But, yeah, I give this a thumbs up. No really big surprise here. Daniel Bryan obviously is the number 1 guy, despite WWE wanting to place Cena as the number 1 guy. But Cena's pretty banged up, so I don't know how much time he has left. Alvin, what's your whole insight?
I am going to have to give this a thumbs up. Both have been champions. Both have associated with the Wyatt family. And a lot of people think that Cena might take the title with him. It's not going to happen. I honestly think that Daniel Bryan will walk out with that belt around his waist. They have been screwing him a lot over lately. Honestly, he probably was going to win the Royal Rumble, but too bad he wasn't in it. So,
yeah, that was a long night, but
yeah,
especially for Batista. But what's next?
Well, the next topic. While Paul Heyman didn't drastically go off script this past week on Raw, while opening the show with his very well received pipe bomb. Word is that Heyman did change a few things on the spot without notifying anyone. No heat is on him for going off the script, however. What do you think, Eddie?
Once Paul Heyman came out to do that pipe bomb, I was pretty sure he was going to go completely off script. I'm actually really surprised that the rumor just says that he went a little off script. Knowing that CM Punk and Paul Heyman are legit friends, I expected him to just bash on the WWE, completely go into business for himself, and completely discriminate the WWE name. He didn't. He actually transitioned it well into the Brock Lesnar Undertaker feud. That he wants revenge for the Undertaker because he feels that the Undertaker caused CM Punk's walkout. So that was a cool transition. I like that. As far as the rumor goes, I guess I'll give it a thumbs up. Nothing really shocking here except the fact that he didn't go off script as dramatically as I thought he would have, or drastically. But altogether, it's no really big surprise. It was a great promo. I think it kind of is overrated. I didn't think it was as good as everyone else thought it was. But that's just my personal 2 cents on it. Jajuan, what do you think?
Thank you, Edward. Now, about Paul Heyman, I'm really not surprised that he didn't go off script because it's Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Come on. Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Anyway, now the fact that he didn't go off script and the fact that he just pushed it straight to, as Edward said, the Brock Lesnar and the Undertaker feud, that was kind of smooth. I'm not gonna lie. That was really kind of smooth.
Very smooth.
But I don't understand the way that WWE is not on any heat with him at this point. I don't see what the problem was.
Right.
He just went with the flow.
Yeah.
As the way that he should be.
He did his job.
He did his job.
Yeah, he did it very well.
Thank you.
Very well.
The way he did his job is the fact that WWE writes scripts. Sometimes they write scripts for managers all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a regular thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes people don't even write their own scripts. But still, the way that Paul Heyman just went out there and just did it without stuttering and without looking at his hands sometimes, because superstars sometimes have some promos on their hand just like that, just like The Rock did 2 years ago.
That was good,
but still, Paul Heyman, he's a smart dude, and he does like to go into the business for himself. But look, he has a family. Everybody sometimes needs to do what they have to do to go into business for themselves.
Right.
So about this whole Paul Heyman pipe bomb situation, like Eddie said, wasn't really that good.
Yeah.
But the Brock Lesnar situation and the fact that Paul Heyman wants to get revenge on the Undertaker because he thinks that the Undertaker is responsible for CM Punk, I don't agree with that at all. Right. I don't, because if that was the case, he would have left after WrestleMania last year. Don't you think?
Actually, technically, he did. He walked out, then he came back and paid back.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he did.
One.
Yes, he did. I apologize for that.
For storyline purposes, anyway.
Storyline purposes. I apologize for that. But then he came back and beat Chris Jericho right after that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so about this little rumor, they give that a thumbs up.
All right, Alvin?
Honestly, I'm going to give it a thumbs up because when it comes to Paul Heyman and his opinions and being off script, nothing really surprises me.
Right.
He's been doing a lot for this company for so many years, so whatever he has to do, he has any right to do it. Simple as that.
All right. What's next then?
Next is, with Vince McMahon's original return supposed to come during the build to WrestleMania 30 to feud with his son-in-law, Triple H, for sole ownership of the company due to unknown circumstances. It was said by numerous news sites that those plans have been canceled. F4W Online is now reporting that Stephanie McMahon's character is now again being labeled as principal owner of the WWE, which was originally supposed to be because Vince to make his TV return. There is no more talk to Vince returning after WrestleMania 30, quite possibly the night after the showcase of the Immortals, to have a confrontation of the Authority. Now, what do you think, Jajuan?
Well, that little talk about Stephanie McMahon being the principal owner of the WWE, she's not really a principal. I don't think she's that qualified to be a principal.
Right, well, this is all storyline purpose.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah. I don't think she's that qualified to be principal, but as far as Vince McMahon coming back, Vince McMahon sometimes, he does make returns before WrestleMania.
Right.
And about this whole feuding thing with Triple H, well, Vince McMahon has a right to come back because he's the chairman. It's his company.
Right. It's a great storyline. Yeah,
it's a great storyline. But if he wants to come back and try to make this road to WrestleMania more heated, then I don't see what the problem is with him returning to try to feud with Triple H. Obviously, if Vince McMahon does come back to WWE and tries to feud with his daughter and his son-in-law Triple H, I think the first thing he's going to talk about, why are you discriminating Daniel Bryan?
Right.
Why are you calling him a B-plus player?
Right.
Why are you being a coward?
Yeah.
I'm not facing him at WrestleMania. So the fact of the matter is that if Vince McMahon does come back, this will give up a lot of WrestleMania boosts. It'll make WrestleMania season a lot heated.
Yeah.
And this will make it more fun for the WWE universe, especially for the WWE universe.
Yeah.
Because they want to see something feuded happen. They want to see family feud.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I give this rumor a thumbs up. I do believe that Vince was going to come back. If CM Punk stayed and feuded with Triple H like originally planned, I'm sure Vince would have came back and partnered up with CM Punk and for sole ownership of the company, which would have been very interesting. But now that Daniel Bryan's getting into the feud with Triple H, it only makes the most sense to keep Vince off TV for the time being, until after WrestleMania anyway. But it would be interesting to see Vince McMahon versus The Authority after WrestleMania. You know, where Vince turns babyface and Triple H is the heel. Be a very interesting dynamic. But as far as this rumor goes, I guess I give it a thumbs up. Nothing really not to believe here. Alvin, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to give this one a thumbs down because to me, if Vince is gonna come back and actually feud with Triple H and Stephanie.